I was
Oh
posted
my
that on
God,
Twitter.
stop
I bet they were like,
Why are
I
you
bet
making
they were
this
like
guy
getting
laugh?
smacked in Black Ops 4. They're like, huh,
Yep.
how do I make this easier for
For
me?
real though, every Call of Duty developer should have to have a 2+ KD in every Call of Duty ever made
Oh my,
in
that's
order to
actually
be
so true.
allowed inside the doors of the studio. Oh, you got a 1.4? You're fired. Yo, how we doing, guys? Longle here, and today we're taking a quick break from talking about all of Modern Warfare's issues to bring you a best class setup on the R9 shotgun. Now, like I said in my review video, there is some fun to be had in this game, although personally I still feel like it's not a great Call of Duty game. I think objectively it has enough issues to not be considered a good Call of Duty game, but I can't be negative every video I make, so you guys said you wanted me to grind out some shotgun classes for you, so that's what I'm going to do while we got Shoot House 24/7. I figured it's the perfect opportunity to get these things leveled up because there's no way they're getting leveled up playing maps like Euphrates, Track and Field Simulator, and a lot of these other maps. And I should also mention, this class is probably not good to run on most of the maps in the game. This is not a long-range shotgun. I wouldn't use it on Euphrates or any of the other really large maps. However, it is a pretty good class to run on Shoot House. I'm actually having a lot of fun with this gun. I think the 680 is still my favorite shotgun simply because it's pump action, but this gun here is definitely more consistent, I have to say that. Now, the interesting thing with the R9 is that it's a 2-round burst, I guess you could call it. You can fire off one shot by itself, but if you hold the trigger, it'll pop off 2 shots. He'll pump it, it'll pop off 2 more. This gun is capable of getting 1-shot kills, and you can get some pretty nice double kills with it, but it's honestly pretty rare. A lot of people at any kind of range are going to take 2 shots to kill. So with the attachments that we're running, I do my best to increase the damage range and tighten up the hip fire spread to give it as much range as possible, hit as much pellets as possible, but there's really not a lot of attachments for this gun that do that. So with the extra attachment slots, I use that to buff the sprint out time and the reload speed, because this thing can be pretty tough on the reload sometimes. So let's go ahead and jump into the first attachment. You're going to want the monolithic suppressor. No doubt, it gives you sound suppression and increases your damage range, and I believe it's like one of the only barrels that actually give you a damage range increase, so it's definitely worth running. And then I run the Forge Tac Sentry. This gives you a damage range boost and a tighter pellet spread, which is exactly what I'm looking for. And those are pretty much the only attachments on the gun that are going to increase damage range and give you a tighter pellet spread. So now we're going to buff the sprint out time with the 1 milliwatt laser. Personally, I'm not a fan of the 5 milliwatt lasers and any laser that the enemy can see. I think that it gets me killed way more than it should, so I definitely don't like the green lasers. However, if you're running around on Shoot House and you want to run the green laser, I don't think it would hurt too much because Shoot House is more of a fast-paced map, so you could probably get away with it. And then we got the Stippled Grip Tape. This is going to buff the ADS speed, which really isn't a big deal on this weapon, and it's going to buff the sprint to fire speed, which is exactly what I was looking for. The sprint out times in this game are absolutely horrible, so definitely that's a good one to run. And then I just like to run sleight of hand. The 5th one is kind of open to whatever you guys want to run, but personally I like sleight of hand because the reload on this thing is pretty bad, but it's not horrible because you do have 14 rounds in the chamber, and that's a lot of kills if you can hit your shot. So sleight of hand is not really necessary. Personally, I'm a reload addict, so I just kind of like having it. And then for your secondary on this class, lately I've just been running around with the RPG because I take this game about as serious as I take Fortnite, and it's just fun to run around and troll campers and stuff with the RPG. It can get pretty fun. And now these 3 perks on this class are the 3 perks I run on every single class in the game because they're all crutches. EOD is an absolute must along with Stem Shot when you're going up against a bunch of claymores, because EOD will save you from the claymore and you can hit your Stem Shot while the dude's pushing you and thinking you're weak, and when you got that Shotty hip fire in your hand, you can just drop them when they come around the corner, and it's got to be one of the most satisfying things ever. And then, of course, we're running claymores because everybody else is running claymores. So if you can't beat them, join them. And then restock. I don't run restock to restock my claymore, although it is nice to have, I will admit. But I run restock to recharge my stem shots. I find stem shots to be a crutch in this game too. Probably just because I was a mad rusher in Black Ops 4, but either way, stem shots are my thing. And that's the class setup. So in this gameplay you're watching here, I didn't do too bad. At least I should have some decent gameplay up here. I actually don't even know what gameplay is going to be on this video. How professional of me. But anyway, that's pretty much going to wrap up this best class setup. I'll probably let this gameplay run out if you guys want to watch it. I would appreciate the hell out of that. If you guys would follow me on Twitter, I'll love you forever. And oh, if you're subscribed to this channel already, do me a favor and hit the notification bell, because I don't remind you guys enough, but that's pretty much the only way to guarantee that you're going to see my new videos. I've had some people commenting on my videos saying, hey, I'm glad your videos are actually in my recommended now or in my subscription feed now, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm glad too, but definitely turn on the bell to ensure that it stays that way. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Enemy UAV online. HQ is active. Enemy on the HQ. Take him out.
Enemy at the